there's a lot of great weight loss advice out there that doesn't really work for introverts. So today, let's talk about introversion and weight loss. I recently read a book called Quiet by Susan Cain, and it was a great book. It's all about introversion, and it might surprise you to know I'm an introvert. And what that means is basically I get my energy from being alone. Like being out in groups of people, being around a large group is just exhausting to me. And so that book was really great because it kind of gave me permission to be an introvert, to just really embrace who I am. So when I was reading that book, I was starting to think like, wow, there's a lot of weight loss advice out there that works maybe for extroverts, but it's kind of bad advice for introverts. So that's what I want to talk about today. So the first piece of advice that you hear a lot is go to the gym every day, and that's just like a guaranteed way to lose weight. But the thing is, introverts don't really like the gym, or at least a lot of introverts don't. They're loud, they're full of a lot of people, there's a lot of small talk going on, and those are things that introverts tend to dislike. So I took that advice. I went to the gym every day for like 6 months. And the thing was, I just didn't enjoy it. I didn't like being around people all the time. I preferred to just be in my own little bubble. And so what I found actually was when I finally just said, forget it, I'm getting rid of the gym membership, I'm just gonna do my own thing at home, I actually had more success and I enjoyed it more. Like the workout that I landed on could not be more introverted. I mean, it's walking in my house, just listening to podcasts and reading books and such. So my encouragement here would be just be yourself. Find that workout. It doesn't matter how introverted it seems. You don't need to be around other people to have success. Another tip that you hear all the time that sounds, good to extroverts is to have an accountability partner or to be a part of like a support group for weight loss. And the thing is, again, introverts don't like being around a group of people, and a lot of times we're pretty private people too, so the idea of having to share this kind of personal information with somebody else is, daunting, and it's not comfortable. So instead of thinking that you really have to have that, support network around you, I would say look at your own strengths. And a lot of times introverts, we're in our own heads a lot and we're able to hold ourselves accountable. Another one you hear a lot is tell people your goals, share that with friends and stuff. And the thing is, a lot of times introverts want to keep that information private. Like it's just not something we want to make public. And so don't feel that pressure. Don't cave to that pressure to have to tell people your goals. And actually, it may not be the best idea to share your goals anyway. A lot of times people don't work as hard for the goals. So instead of doing that, instead of telling somebody else your goal, just write down your goal, like journal about it and hold yourself accountable. Again, it's okay to keep your goals private. It took me this long to actually even want to talk about my weight. And that was, after I had lost weight and kept it off for like a year. And so the last thing is that there is, and the book talks about this in a lot of detail, but there's like in our society an extrovert ideal. And so we tend to kind of feel guilty if we are, introverted and we don't really like going out and being at parties and things like that. And we feel this pressure to do those things. But actually, the advice in the book is just to really embrace who you are. Be okay with that. Like if you're the type that would rather just be at home reading a book, then do that thing and be yourself. And so what I've found with that is I feel a lot less stress when I just say, you know what, I am kind of a homebody. I like to be at home and do my own thing. And so when you don't, cave to that pressure and feel that pressure on you, then you're not gonna feel as stressed. And when you don't feel as stressed, you're gonna have more energy. So overall, I would encourage you, if you are an introvert, remember that the way you get energy is by being alone, having some solitude, and give yourself permission to do that, to really be who you are and realize that, when you have to be out and about doing those things, that's gonna be more of a stressful situation. And just being aware of that can really help you to, realize when you're gonna be maybe uncomfortable, those times that you may overeat because you're feeling uncomfortable. And so just playing always to your strengths. So now it's your turn. If you're an introvert, I'm curious to know, what do you think are some strengths that we have when it comes to weight loss, aside from the ones I mentioned? And then also, what do you think are some of the things that we struggle with? Okay, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below.